Happy October 10th, 2024. So on the 9th, I was super revved up. I mean, almost so that I could see people looking at me like, what the hell is she on? I was, and I had to get into my own circuitry board and try to rewire some things and woosah, create some woosah. Because I know whatever it is that I'm doing is creating that around me. And I don't want to be responsible for revving somebody up when maybe they're headed down the stairs. So I have total respect for the energies. Last night, I had a night shift and I was still so revved up I couldn't sleep. I just couldn't sleep. I had to work through the aches and the pains and the creaks and the noises of the house and, going through, everything that people in Florida were about to go through for round 2. The first one was devastating. And so I came home this morning and I decided I needed to sit in silence and just collect myself before I start my day job so that I'm not as revved in creating my own static storm that I'm spewing everywhere. So in doing so, the guides were showing me a lot of things I saw on social media yesterday. Prayers, prayers, prayers. People were dancing prayers. People were lighting candles. People were reaching out to each other. So this in of itself created a different airways of energy. So it was revving up individuals to become collective. And in that collective, they were hoping to counterbalance possibly some of the devastation of this particular storm number 2. So, as I sat this morning in quiet, the message came through and I'm going to read it to you. Because a lot of people were posting out, our prayers were answered, this was done, that was done, all because we did it. Okay. So this is what came through. The storm was put down by forces counterbalancing the DS, dark agenda. Not known as prayer, not known as Q, not known as white hats. Believe it or not, much more is going on in other realms. Many have no clue. But rest assured, the brighter light will prevail. But unfortunately, we must still wade through the 3D attempts to distract, disturb, destabilize. Why? Because we live in the 3D as 3D beings. No one has quite mastered their 3D self. Nor is anyone here in the 3D jumping over the rainbow to 5D. The best advice my guides have given me have been to step away from the distractions, to step into my independent inner perception system. My IIPS, my independent inner perception system. So that the me, myself, and I can commune together collectively to get answers, guidance, to see, sense, and feel with a more heightened awareness. What is being taught right now is that we have to rely on ourselves. And in order to make change, we have to make change within thyself. And then we meet others who are doing the same. And then we join arms and hands together to make change as we move forward. So collectively in the present moment, it may seem like cray-cray. But this is teaching us because we are giving fair warning that we're here to make change. And we're also being given fair warning that certain catastrophes are occurring or about to occur. We can't feed the fear. We can't feed the fear. So we have to feed thyself nourishment so that we can get into that independent inner perception system called ourself, called our demographic energy that hovers outside the body and works with the inside of the body, and then works with all the sensories, emotional, physical, mental, spiritual, etheric, so that we can be better within our individual self. So collectively, we are a stronger group. So we can create and make change. So I'm going to read this to you again. Spirit saying, please read that to them again. And it says, the storm was put down by forces counterbalancing the deep state agenda, not known as the Q, not known as prayer, not known as white hats. Believe it or not, much more is going on in other realms many have no clue. But rest assured, the bright light will prevail. But unfortunately, we still must wade through the 3D attempts to distract, disturb, and destabilize. Why? Because we live in the 3D as 3D beings. No one has quite mastered the 3D self, nor is anyone jumping over the rainbow to 5D. So Spirit has always shown me, this is it, Sandy. This is it. This is your physical house. How are you going to operate it to the best of your ability without creating harm? Now, that doesn't mean just physical harm. That means emotional, mental harm. That means harming their etheric energy. And how do I do that? By not being in control of my own vehicle. I've known this innately all my life. So I always thought before I responded. And sometimes I'd be told, don't respond, just be quiet and look like I'm more of a passive observer. And then I would see a lot of injustices. And then I would get super fiery. And I would actually get angry at the people closest to me that they created such situations that brought on that fire. And I didn't understand that till many decades later. It's because my fire has superpowers and can take down a house. And so it always scared me. So I had to work on how do I contain this energy. So it's taken me the multiple decades for me to learn to harness my own energy so that this vehicle is living, walking, breathing, talking, source substance, and embodies what the hell it preaches about. So Spirit was showing me this morning that it's not one thing that's counterbalancing anything. And it's not some secret group that's been announced now for 3 or 4 years. The banking system's going to change because these special people are changing it. Or if you do this, this is going to happen. And if you know this, that means you're awake. So there's a lot of things that have been placed out here for distractions. And again, placing you in secondary victim mode because someone else is on a gallant white horse making the changes and you're just going to follow that. That is old paradigm. You got to clear the debris and the clutter around you that surrounds you, that clouds all of these sensories and judgments. Let go of the old programming and say, what What does my body, what does my sensory system tell me about this information? I don't care if 5,000 people are on that bandwidth. Do I want to be the 5,001? If you really tune in to your inner independent self, you're going to find the answer just might be no. Might be no. Might be that isn't what I believe. And I don't know that I want to be a part of that. I'll let them be, and I'm going to go over here and do more self-exploration and exploring so I can figure out how to operate my individual vehicle before I join any collectives. So, I really hope this message this morning rings for many of you. And you can step away from all the inundation of the social media and the blue screens and all these things and start making change within yourself and being more available to help others that are presently in your steps, meaning in your demographic vicinity. Can you walk by a stranger and just, hey, how you doing? Can you nourish yourself so that you can help nourish others and become stronger within self so that you become a stronger fulcrum within any collective that may present that you'd like to be a part of or team up with independently and step away from because maybe your part is done and then join another collective. So are you able to be a free bird and a wanderer? Are you able to do that? Many people don't want to be alone. They don't want to be alone with their own thoughts. So they're going to join someone else's thought. And some people look at it as a crusade. It fires them up, gets the adrenals going, gives them something to fight for. And that's all wrong too. I'm telling you, you're going to burn yourself out. So really want you to look at your inner independent perception system. And if you don't know how to do that, info@embodimentofthesoul.com. info@embodimentofthesoul.com. Come have a Zoom session with me. Let's see where you are on this path. How can I assist you so that you can see, sense, and feel your inner GPS, your guidance system, your God source perceptive system? Let's see if we can make a diff, make you stronger. Then you can decide how you want to move with this vehicle and who you want to interact with this vehicle. Yeah. All right. Have a beautiful, beautiful Thursday, my friends. Sending out love to each and every one of you for whatever it is that you may be going through in this moment. Everything's a teaching and a learning lesson. We're all here to join together to become stronger, but we have to individually be stronger. So we're not being led astray, which is a distraction, which is a huge disturbance on your cellular system. So try to get some of these things declutterized. Clear it. All right? Embodimentofthesoul.com. Please like, subscribe, and share. Please leave me a comment. Let me know how you're doing. All right? Bye.